Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know, I'm different from what the future video holds, but I forgot to film my intros to my palette videos. So I have the BellaBeauteBar Crystalize palette that I tried on, and it looks like this. So this is definitely not in my bingo cards of palettes because it's very light, but you will see in this video how I feel about it. And this is honestly like a gorgeous packaging, so you will see that in the video, as well as the swatches and the try on and the makeup look, which let's be honest, it's really good. So I didn't film my intro. This is the intro to this video for my BellaBeauteBar Crystalize palette. I hope you enjoy. I will show you the packaging and the colors and the swatches and how it performs, everything about it in this video. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Here is the palette. I love that kind of holographic look to it. And then, of course, when you open it, look at these shades. They're just so beautiful. Very, very light and springy. There's the palette. All right, we're going to swatch this. You already see it on my eyes, but I'm going to swatch this. So we're going to start with the first row, and we're going to go from left to right. And I have the first four colors here. You can already tell I'm appeased with the brow bone shade. So the first shade, oh my gosh, this is so Carillion. Good brow bone shade. Then we have Purite. Nice. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Then we have Moonstone. Ooh. And then we have Smoky Quartzy. Smoky Quartz? Yeah, Smoky Quartz. I don't know why I said Smoky Quartz. I can't read cursive anymore. So there's the first four shades. Now, are you ready for the fifth shade in this row? You are not. You are not. You are not. That is gorgeous. This one is called Sunstone. It shifts from blue to orange. You can't. I mean, I am floored. Now, this one is a more of a chunky formula, so you might want to use your fingers for it. Next row, we have the first four shades. We have Rhodonite. Ooh, that's pretty. Rose Quartz. Nice pale pink. Malachite, which is like a cornflower blue. And then we have Opalite. You know I love a good opal. Look at that. Opalite has my heart. It shifts from purple to green. On camera it looks green, but it's not. In person it's like purple. It's weird. It's fantastic. Okay, then we have, oh gosh, I can't read the last shade. Blue Agate. And that is just a nice cornflower, kind of like baby blue. Very cool tone. All right, I'm going to do the other arm for the next two rows. Oh my God. These are so good. So we have Picture Topaz. I think it says Picture Topaz. Picture Topaz. A nice smoky purple. Then we have that quartz. What? I don't know. I can't read cursive anymore, and just the reflection is so bad. So if I get it wrong, I apologize. Something quartz. And this one's another chunky one, but look at that shift. Really pretty. And then we have Agonite, which is another shifty, beautiful color. Then we have Jade, which is a nice pale mint green, like a cool sagey mint green. And then the last shade in this row is Tiger's Eye, which is a nice smoky gray. Then we have Hematite. Look at this. You can't tell me that's not beautiful. That swatched beautifully. So that's Hematite. Then we have Amethyst. Then we have Violet Agate. So let me go Amethyst, Violet Agate, which I have not used, but that's stunning as well. Then we have Lapis something. Oh, that one's pretty too, because it looks, look at that. You can't, I mean, and then we have Obsidian as the last shade. So there are the shades. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce the names right for the BellaBeauteBar Crystalize palette. Now this palette has a lot of shimmers, and look at this. I'm all like holographic now. So let's go ahead and start using it. You'll see me create this look in the next clip. All right, eyes are primed with the Morphe Airplay in the, actually, Morphe Solo Artist in Airplay. There we go. I'll get it. So we're going to start with the dark shade first, because usually that's how I like to do my eyeshadow. So I'll do a dark shade first. So we've got Obsidian here, which is like a dark, saw on the swatches, eggplanty purple. And we're just going to start this on the outer corner, just kind of pressing it. And at the same time, kind of shaping what we want. And yes, I do the same shape every time just because it does accentuate my eye shape a little more. All right, I'm going to drag it just a little bit out and then a little bit in. Take a fluffier brush. We're going to dip into Smoky Quartz E. Smoky Quartzy? Actually, no, I lied. We're going to go into, and I'm sorry, I cannot read these very well because they're tiny. Picture Jasper. This one's a little bit more on that smoky side. And we're just going to place where I want it. Get a fluffier brush. Just buff. And this is kind of a scratchy brush that I have. This is this old Sonia Kashuk brush. But I just need it to really blend that out. Right now we'll go into Smoky Quartzy. And we're going to just do this. Put it on top. And we're going to kind of buff it out a little bit. I'm going to work on kind of like buffing it out just a smidge. And I'm just going to buff that as well. And then I'm going to take this, we're going to do Amethyst. Like a nice smoky lilac color. I feel like that would probably tie everything in. I'll just put it on top of what I already have, just to kind of bring that purple back. And also, let's go ahead and rebuild that purple. So we go back into Obsidian, and we're just going to rebuild it, and then go back into Picture Jasper and use that to buff out that purple. And then we'll do Amethyst on top, just to tie everything in. Now, the shade I'm really excited to use is this one, Brow Bone shade. I still love my Brow Bone shades. This one is called, what is it called? Carillion? I have terrible eyes, so I cannot read them very well. And this will go directly into the brow bone, also diffusing some of that purple. Okay, and then I'm going to take, what's this one called? Rose quartz. It's like a pale pink. And just kind of use that to kind of blend those two together so it's not such a stark line. Sorry, I have like the palette up on my face right now. Okay, we've got a nice base going. All right, so we want to do lid shades. Usually I use my finger, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just use a flat brush like this, and I'm going to pick up Lapis Lazuli. I cannot read them. I am so sorry. My eyes are just, in the reflection of the silver, it just doesn't work. And then I'll put this one right here. Actually, I'm going to need my finger because they're a lot creamier and chunkier than I envisioned. Oh, that is a crazy chunky. Just the shift looks like it's a little uneven, but it's not. All right, we'll do obsidian to kind of blend that on top to create a nice little transition between the two. And then we'll put, which shade should I put? This one looks fun. I think I will. I like this, but I think I'll use this on my lower lash line. So this is Opalite. Wow. These shades are just, this one's not as chunky, so it's more of that. And it has a little more of a green shift to it. So I think that's a nice addition. I'm going to put a little bit more of that lapis one to blend the two. They're very like thick. Like the chunky ones are pretty thick. Like this one looks fun too. Look at that. I want to put that in the middle. It has a blue shift, so it actually goes really well. Shifts over really nicely. Add just a smidgen more of obsidian. And then actually I'm going to add a little bit more of hematite, or use hematite, which is this shade here, on top because it has a nice little sparkle. It will really look amazing on that outer corner. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so pretty. Like I just have a slew of different sparkles on my eyes. I'm going to go back into smoky quartzy and just kind of buff all of that. Just to make sure I don't have like a weird transition there. Oh my gosh, look what I did to my brush. It's all like covered in that. Now, next step I will do, get a makeup wipe, and we are just going to angle it just like that. Nice clean angle right there. All right, I gotta do the other eye off camera, and then I'm going to hop back on, do the rest of, well, I'll have the rest of my face done, and then we'll do the lower lash line. All right, face is mostly done. Now, we're gonna do the lower lash line. So, as you can see, it has a lot of angle. That's my old school style. I miss that style. I haven't done that in a long time. All right, so we're gonna do, for the lower lash line, I kind of want to bring some blue in. Even though there's not much like stark blues in here, I have some blues in my, there's no yellow in this one, but let's do malachite, which is this kind of like, it's a blue, it's like a cornflower blue. And we're just gonna apply this to the lower lash line. And we'll get like a little bit of a short stubby brush to blend, and we're gonna blend out with, what's this one? Blue Agate. It's so hard to read because I'm not very good at, I need glasses. I tell you I need glasses, and I keep putting it off. And this is just going to act as like a little buffer. Kind of blend away my malachite color, so I gotta put it back. Okay, it's not so stark blue like I want it, but that's okay. All right, now we're gonna do, for the inner corner, this shade here, which is called Amagonite. I apologize if I'm not reading these. And we're just gonna apply this in the inner corner towards the middle. Gosh, these are very flaky, and they're getting in my eye. I mean, I can't really use my finger for this because I have nails on, and yeah, we'll just kind of buff it out. Like it did take away a little bit of that melanite. All right, inner corner. Here comes the tricky part, because I can't use my finger, I gotta use brush. Let's do a precision brush, something like that. Small, and I really want to use this one. This one is called Sunstone. And this one looks glorious. You can't see it on the brush, but it is like this pale blue, but it has a shift. Oh, I need my finger for this. It has a shift of orange. And I love shades like that. Like it has a little surprise to it. Like these multi-chromes are incredible. Now I hope, my hope of hoping, that this all stays, because I've had bad experiences. Well, not bad, but like I haven't had the best of luck with BellaBeauteBar formulas. It creases in my eyes like crazy. That's why I decluttered most of them that I had. I only had like 2 or 3, but I could not do it. I could not do it. It would not work. All right. Now let's do the rest of my face. I really want to use Moonstone here as a highlighter. Ooh, that came off bluer than I thought, but it's really pretty. I want to like tie it all together. That in the brow bone, and just create this beautiful like moon shape here. Because I can't really use the chunky shades because those will not translate smooth and glittery like this would. You have to kind of see what works and what doesn't work as a highlight. Is supposed to be an eyeshadow. I use highlights from eyeshadow palettes. I just like using different shades. Ooh. And then I'll just take a brush here to just kind of smooth it over, blend everything together. I'm not having any stark lines. All right, let me put the mascara, eyeliner, we'll come back and we'll discuss the. All right, here is the completed look on the palette. Really like it. These shimmer shades are no joke. They are really, really good. I have not done an intense eyeshadow like this in a long time, so I'm very pleased with that. And then, of course, that Moonstone worked really nice as a highlighter. It's a little bit more precise than I should have had it, so I am going to kind of get a thicker brush and dip into it again to kind of disperse it just a smidgen more because it's a little too precise. I don't like it precise. Now, oh, that's just gorgeous. Oh, I kind of like it on my lips. That's nice. Well, I won't be able to reapply that, but you know, stunning, stunning. I like it. So overall thoughts, the formula for Bella Beaute Bar is really good, but I'm curious to see how this wears towards the end of the day because Bella Beaute Bar on me, at least for the Ocean Jewel, it creased so much on me. And of course the Morally Gray, that one creased on me. I just got bored with the other one and I just decluttered that. But the Ocean Jewel just would crease so bad on me. So I am praying this does not crease bad on me. Now I am an indie eyeshadow lover. I love their formulas. I feel like back in the day, and like I know this has been like a trend now, as everyone looks back at 2016 and they reminisce on how their looks were. For me, it was the start into the makeup industry. I think I started in 2015 working at Ulta as a, I believe I was a lead cashier. And I was supposed to be put on for just holiday, and I ended up staying and being a lead cashier. And then a little bit later, well, because we switched management, and then a little bit later, I ended up getting a prestige advisor, which I was happy about because my manager at the time was like, "Oh, well, you do better on the floor rather than, um, you know, in at the cash wrap." So that's where I was just kind of like branching out more. I felt like I had to present myself in a different way. But like then I was wearing Urban Decay, I was wearing Tarte, I was wearing, like for eyeshadow, I was wearing Too Faced. For real, like that stuff, like the peach palette, the chocolate palette, uh Anastasio started getting stuff out, I think, at that time, but there was the mainstream brands back then were extremely, I mean, extremely good at eyeshadow. Now I go and yes, I could find Morphe palettes are okay now, but remember when Morphe was huge? I mean, that was later on when they started getting bigger and bigger with color, with like the Jaclyn Hill palette, but that was past 2016. But in 2016, I felt like there was a lot of more mainstream brands branching out and being colorful and all that. And those things, I think I posted on my Instagram all my looks from 2016. I had highlighter pink hair and I did a lot of like Too Faced. I think one look on there was the peach palette, which was a really like my eyeliner was killer back then. Now 10 years later, because I was 32 then, 32 going on 33, because like towards the end of 2016 I was 33. And then now that I'm 42, this year turning 43, it's like it's night and day. There's so many differences in the cosmetics industry. 2016 was like prime. I miss those days. It's like weird to say, oh, the good old days of makeup, but that's when things were just so good in the cosmetics industry and the beauty industry, and now I feel like it's just a lot of brands launching something and then brands copying. So it's like, okay, we have because like this, what I'm wearing, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glitter. Well, this was started off, and I'm glad that I'm not complaining about this. Wet n Wild did a very good job on this, making it affordable. But it started with, I think it was Ciate. Yes, it was. Ciate did it, and then the glitter goals from NYX. I still have one. I still have one. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I switched sides here. So the glitter goals, I know I have it still. Uh, it's somewhere. I think it's in my bottom drawer. I'm not going to go in there. But it was a liquid lipstick, and I had a nude one, and it was one that was like a beautiful, like rusty brown color, and then but it was more intense than this. This is like soft micro glitters, but this came from like, I believe it was Dior or Chanel, where you press it and it was just like really fine glitter rather than the big glitter that Ciate did with the glitter flips and with the glitter goals from NYX. NYX did the dupe of Ciate, but those were so incredibly good. But now I feel like we have a lot of jelly glosses. We have a lot of jelly blushes. We have a lot of jelly highlighters. We have a lot of um, cushion foundations. We have a lot of um, brow glues. Like different brands are just branching out into different, or not branching out, but really not branching out, but like getting into what other brands are doing. So like Elf will come out with something, and then all of a sudden it's out for LA Girl or Wet n Wild. Like it's almost like the drugstore are like duping each other. But it never used to be that way. It used to be like high end would come out with something innovative, and now the drugstore would dupe it to make it more affordable. Now I feel like the high end, they're behind, and drugstore is gaining some ground. Indie brands are like so innovative right now. That's why I like supporting indie brands, because well, they've worked really hard. They're not in stores. They're very unique. Like I like that. And indie palettes have been my all-time favorite these days, rather than 2016 being Too Faced, Urban Decay, Smashbox, all that stuff. Now it's like my favorite out of all of them is Cosmic Brushes. I love BellaBeauteBar. It is a really good brand. I just hope this doesn't crease on me, because I love the Ocean Jewel, but it just creased so bad on me. And I get it. I have older eyes, I have oily lids. Maybe, and I played around with different bases and it still did not do what it needed to do. But this palette, phenomenal colors. Look at this. These are like up my alley, and then I just love shifting and having a different color. It's just so innovative. So if you have not, although you know I don't like pastels that much, but this is phenomenal, like beautiful. I'm so glad you can make deeper looks. I feel like you can play a lot with it. With the blues, I couldn't play a lot with those ones, but the purples, I love a good purple because my brown eyes pops pops out with that purple. But yes, I do love this, and I think I'd have to say the most stunning one is this one, and of course this one. Look at this. Oh, they're so beautiful. I just want to bathe in it. So yeah, anyways, that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed this eyeshadow look I created for you today, and I will continue to try and do more eyeshadow looks. You know, I'll only be able to film on the weekends, but I want to be able to create some looks for you guys and just maybe get more in depth into it. I haven't taught how to do certain eyeshadow looks in a long time, so I really want to start teaching how to do it, because I have some coworkers asking me, can you help me out? How do you do that? And I'm like, how do I explain this? Because I forgot how to like explain how to apply things again. So I feel like this channel will get me back into the teaching or educating mode. and I really want to do deep dives into like ingredients and stuff like that, like how I used to do back in 2016. But anyways, that's the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed. Please give it a good thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. It would be, after 12 years, it would be a good thing for me, because I really have been working hard on this channel as much as possible, even though my job kind of gets me away from it and then gets it back to it. I need to continue that. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have been with me for a long time, thank you so much for sticking with me. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.